On January 4th of this year, the elusive Bobby Fischer surfaced, came to the studio, did an interview with me here. I had met him once before, and he had mentioned that he was perfectly confident that he would beat Petrosian so that he could eventually meet and beat Boris Spasski for the World Championship. And he made good on the first part of that promise. As you know, right now in Reykjavik, he's attempting to make good on the second part. As we're taping this now, the score is Boris Spasski 3.5 points, Bobby Fischer 5.5 points. And it hasn't been exactly the calmest chess championship in history. First, Bobby Fischer went into hiding and didn't show up because the money wasn't good enough. He'll be talking some about money in the interview you're about to see. He refused to play in front of the cameras at one point, and then he claimed that there was a conspiracy against him. He demanded his own swimming pool and all kinds of things. Some people seem to think this is all a psychological game he's playing with Spasski, and maybe this interview will help Fischer watchers who try to figure him out all the time, figure out what is going on. Anyway, it is quite fascinating insight into a genius personality. Here's the tape, Bobby Fischer. Have you brought a fan club with you? Doesn't seem in character for you. Do you like sitting there? Because if you move there and then I move here, or if you move there, see, that's my attempt to do a chess joke.
Yeah.
I don't know any.
It's okay.
Hey, there's a thing in the Times today. I break him up. There's a thing in the Times today saying that the location hasn't been pinned down yet for this match.
Yeah, well, we're going to work it out in a couple of weeks.
Depends on who bids the most money to get the match. What country? Is that how it goes?
Well, it depends if me and the Russians agree on the site, then it's settled. But if we don't agree, then this international chess body is going to work it out. International Chess Organization, FIDE.
So they ask you and Spasski, and
right.
if he says, if you both agree on Argentina, let's say, then that's
it, right? But if we don't agree, then they're going to decide for us where it'll be.
I see. And you get how many rejects do you get?
I don't even really know the system. I don't study it too carefully, you know.
Do you much care where it's played?
Well, no. I'd like to play here, but unfortunately, we didn't put up too much money, you know, so I don't know if I can accept it.
Chicago bid, I think.
Chicago, only $100,000.
Yeah.
Yugoslavia, $152,000.
Yeah.
Argentina, $150,000. So.
But you don't automatically go for the highest bidder, then?
Well, I'm going to go for a pretty high bid, yeah.
If Russia were chosen, how would you feel about that?
I wouldn't be too happy, but they didn't even put a bid in. They saved me the trouble of rejecting them.
I wonder why they didn't.
I know why. You see, the last time they've been playing the match among themselves for decades, right? And
Yeah.
they've been playing for peanuts because chess is supposedly amateur over there, although they're all professional, but they want the rest of the world to think it's amateur.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, they don't want their players getting rich either. So they don't want them, losing control of them. And they play for $5,000 for the title. Now, how can they come around, say, and offer $150,000 or $200,000 for a match? And they've been playing among themselves for a few $1,000s. That's one of the reasons.
Aren't you kind of a hero over there, though, in the CCCP?
What is a secret something?
No, that's the Russian letters for USSR.
Oh,
This stands for Союз Советских Социалистических Республик.
Good.
You see, Mr. Fischer, I am Boris Spasski. And the match is tonight. This is your life. I'm sorry. But, you're kind of a hero over there, aren't you?
I am among the common people, not too much among the party leaders and the leaders of the country. They don't go for me too much.
They say very nice things about you for export, but I understand that in their local magazines,
right.
which then come over here in translation, they talk about the unfortunate aspects of your character, which they find it unpleasant to have to report.
Yeah.
Do you read those things?
Oh, yeah, I read them. I keep up with what they're saying. They're just making me mad, helping me. So I enjoy it.
Yeah. Could anger hurt your play if you were angry during a game?
No, it's a cool anger, determination. I don't lose my temper.
Yeah. Couldn't get... when you were here last time, you said something which was widely quoted. I asked you what corresponds to the great moment of, say, hitting a home run in a ball game, and you said to crush the other guy's ego. Do you remember the moment when that happened with Petrosian? Was there a moment?
Yeah, after the sixth game, I felt him crumbling at that stage.
Mm-hmm.
He came into the game looking a little bit, mousy, and I took it from there,
It's funny because they say, I believe in a big tournament like this, you get 3 days off for illness. and a man said Fisher's opponents always have a way of becoming ill. What is that? What do you do to them?
Well, there's a tremendous amount of pressure in these matches, and you know, the strain is, it's really tremendous. Just day after day, playing 5 hours, then if it's adjourned, the next day 6 hours, but you've been up all night studying the adjourned position, and there's a lot of pressure.
You could stay up all night and,
Sure.
and not fear the fact that the lack of sleep would wreck your game?
Well, you try and have it all worked out in your memory, so you really, when you just come in there, just playing things by rote, of course, it's not that easy. You have to try not to fall asleep sometimes.
Yeah. What would it do to your ego if, by some terrible chance, you were beaten in this match?
Well,
You obviously haven't thought about the possibility.
I try not to think about it too much. I'd realize it was a fluke, and that's it.
If now this isn't something that is over like a fight in one night. It takes about what?
2 months.
2 months, 24 matches.
Right.
Yeah.
Is there any way, Bobby, that you can judge from reading the achievements of past chess masters, whether you think you're the greatest chess player that ever walked the earth?
We've got a rating system, and according to the present rating system, I have the highest rating of any player that's ever lived. They of course, it's hard to rate the players that are from the past that are dead now, but
you have the records.
so they go back. They say my record against Botvinnik, then Botvinnik's record against Hervé, and then Hervé's record against so and so, and they go all the way back. And according to the system, I have the highest rating, and the system is accepted by the International Chess Organization.
Highest rating ever, or highest?
Ever, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I ask it? Yeah, go ahead. Well, this is a dumb question, but I'm going to ask it because I want to know. As a chess player, that's what you are.
Right.
Okay.
Pro.
That's all I want to ask. No, I wanted to know if he did something on the side.
When?
In his spare time. I don't know.
Tell him how hard you work at it.
That's what I mean. I wouldn't know if it's a full time.
Full time.
Let me put the
It's
question
not like a hobby.
for you.
Oh, thank you.
Miss Duncan
Duncan
wants to
would like
know,
to know.
do you or would you do something on the side? Sorry, I've ruined the question. I'd like you to show us something involving an actual chessboard when we come back. We'll be back after this message. This is a chessboard, and I know you can't imagine a person not knowing what it all means. Can you give someone a crash lesson?
Okay, what do you want to know?
I'd like to know what these things are called. No, I know all that.
Well, we go to the pawns.
Yeah.
This is the rook, knight, bishop, queen, king. Okay?
Yeah.
And pawn moves like 1-2 at the first move. Captures diagonally.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the pawns. Oh, it becomes a queen when you reach the end.
Yeah.
Or a knight, or a rook, or a bishop. Cannot become a king, cannot stay a pawn. Okay?
Okay. Got it.
And a few other little things with pawns. Okay. Knights move like it's kind of like an L. See, from here they go here.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Bishops, they move diagonally, like
Yeah.
so.
You
Can't jump over things,
You
right?
handled them beautifully.
Thank you. Now, kings move one square in any direction. But generally, you keep the king way back until the end game, because if you lose the king, you lose the game.
Yeah.
That's where it's at. That's what it's about. Now, let's see. The queen is the most powerful piece. It moves like a bishop. Well, first let me come to the rook. The rook moves like this. Straight.
Always straight. Can't jump.
And the
Can't
queen moves like a bishop.
Yeah.
Like so. And like a rook. It's a very powerful piece. It has tremendous scope.
Yeah.
Chop
Now,
this pawn off if it wants. Or chop this pawn.
as I
Very
understand
dangerous.
it, the end of your match with Petrosian, his something or other turned into queens. Is that, do you know what I'm saying?
Oh, well, I was going to. See, when we play top-level chess, once you're dead lost, you don't drag it out to the bitter end, to the checkmate. You resign. It's kind of a gentlemanly thing to do.
Could he beat you in this sense that if you tie, he retains the title, doesn't he?
The next match with Spasky, right.
Yeah. So if he elects to turn it into a draw all down the line, then does he retain the title?
Right, yeah. I have to beat him.
Would a world champion do that?
Sure he would.
He would. Yeah.
But I'm not going to let him, actually.
Oh, good. For the people now, it's silly to waste your time giving me an elementary lesson in chess. Could you show for the people who really know the game what the last moments of the Petrosian match were and what they meant, or can you remember them?
Yeah, well, that was very simplified. Let's see. This thing was up here. I've got to take all this stuff away.
to do with it either.
Everything's gone. This is
That's supposed to be.
gone.
Are you working from a picture in your head of what it was like?
Right, yeah, here we go. This was it. And and it was my move here. And I played... Was it my move here? Yeah, I went here. That was the final position.
And what did that do to everything else?
Well, the idea I was going to push this pawn down here and get a queen, and then I was going to checkmate him. So he couldn't do much. I have 4 pawns for the piece. He's got a knight and a pawn here. And I have 5 pawns, so it's 4 pawns for compensation for the knight. And it's practically impossible to stop this pawn. For example, he could go here, hitting this pawn, right?
Can you see a way that he could have won this?
Oh, no. Here's where he gave up. Sure.
So it was a couple moves before this that he still had a possibility of winning, was it? Or how many moves ahead of this?
Well, he was dead lost for half a dozen moves before this. But, you know...
When did he realize it?
Well, you know, it's hard to give up, and, you know, it's a big game. It's just for to play for the world title.
Do you have a hunch that you knew he was done before he did?
No, we both knew it.
Or did you see it on the same move?
We both knew it. It was just kind of a heartbreaking loss for him, and, you know, he wanted to drag it out of him. So.
Yeah. Wipe that smile off your face. Did he have to go to a resort in the Black Sea for a week after this to recover?
No, as a matter of fact, they didn't send him away anywhere. You know, I thought people were talking about that, but he played in a big tournament, went back to Russia, played in a big tournament, and he beat Boris Spasskим in a chess game.
Now,
when I'm going to play next.
Where does that put him if he beats Spasskym?
Well, it wasn't a part of this official deal.
Oh, just
so
in
he just beat
friendly,
him in a
friendly play.
It wasn't too friendly. He beat him a real game. So.
Ralph was telling me that they take physical examinations for the matches.
Yeah, the interesting thing is, why is it that is it generally believed that if you hit 40 or 43, you're going downhill? That it's a young man's game and it's tremendous physical strength.
Right. I mean, the concentration. You're sitting there for hour after hour, and if you have when you get a little older, you have these momentary mental lapses, or you just weaken. You can't give it all you've got. That's all. It just takes this much just to miscalculate one little thing in your mind, you know. And
what's the peak period? For example, when do you think you'll reach your peak in terms of age?
Well, I'm different. I mean, I intend to keep playing for a long time. But
What's your age right now?
28.
28, yeah.
I intend to be real good for another 30 years, but generally speaking, they go down about 40.
Ordinary people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Question number...
What were you going to say?
I'm going to say... It says here, are all chess masters egomaniacs?
Oh, yeah. I wanted to ask you that. He's right.
That's cute.
I was saving that.
You were saving that, I blew it for you.
Now, it must be true, though. I mean, because it involves your whole life. If you're a chess master, you don't do anything else, do you?
This is true. It does attract an egocentric crowd, you know.
Yeah.
It's just you and the board and your opponent and you're trying to prove something.
Yeah. Is there a finite number of possible chess games?
They say there is, I don't know, something with 2 numbers and then I don't know how many, 100 zeros or something. I don't know. But,
there must be, because there's a limited number of squares and there can only be so many.
Right. Yeah,
is that right? Or is that true or false? Is there a fallacy in that?
I think there is a limited number, but it's more than the mind can fathom.
Do you think they'll ever show an international chess contest on network television? Do you think it'll ever reach that point
I think so. I mean,
in this country?
For example, the series of matches I played. In the first match was like $1,000 or something I got. The second match I got $2,000. The third match I got $7,500. The next match, if I win, I'm going to get about $93,000 for the winner's share. So there definitely seems to be a lot of interest being generated. I think anything is possible. Sure.
Yeah. There's never.
What are you going to do if they hold you to 3 hours? You know,
well, we'll just
like
we'll change the time limit. I'm reasonable.
When you've taken intelligence tests in school, what parts of them do you score highest on?
I don't know. They never gave me the report.
You never took the standard test?
I think I took it, but they never give you the report.
Yeah.
I think I was good with these, had these little square boxes and puzzles and this kind of things.
Is that what they call spatial
relations?
Those things where they say how many sides are not showing on this thing.
And then they were giving me, I remember this when I was a little kid, they were giving me numbers and telling me to tell them backwards, and they were shooting them off backwards fast.
Are you good at anagrams? For any reason, if I say plates to you, can you immediately reform those letters into 5 other words?
Oh, no, I can't. I saw some basketball player on TV doing that a few months ago. Yeah.
Oh, was it? Probably me. You probably... No, I have that weird thing. If you say plates, I see petals and pleats and pastel and staple, and it's a weird gift. It's not worth anything on the market, obviously. I don't know why I have that, and I wondered if that would translate into this, because I'm not very good at spatial relations, but I apparently can rearrange letters in my head for some quirky reason that's probably a onset of schizophrenia. I don't know. But you don't happen to, you're not particularly good at word games?
Not particularly. I mean, I'm really specialized. I don't really care too much about these things.
Yeah. Sorry, I talked about it. We have a message from our local station. We'll be back.